In the heart of Tennessee, not far from Nashville, our story begins. This is the story of a practicing attorney who has chosen to trade in his big city lifestyle and become a friend of the planet by doing home improvement projects in hopes of getting off the grid. Well, that's the plan anyway.
Got the wood burning stove? Honey, we may have heat tonight. All right.
Yeah, that's him. I guess we're putting in a wood stove.
We're here at the Forget About It Ranch outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and we're in front of our biodiesel truck, Smokey. He's going to be helping us get our wood-burning stove today. That's the first project we wanted to do. We're here in January. It's a little cold, about 35 degrees, light mist. That's kind of a Nashville morning for you in January, and the wood-burning stove is a great green project that we have set up for this morning, and we're going to be picking up the stove, getting it in, and then installing it up at the ranch. It's a little bit chilly in the house this morning. We're trying to save some fuel, but once we have it, we've got plenty of trees. We have Tom Powers in this episode. He's going to be coming out, and we're going to be able to heat the entire house with that wood-burning stove. All right, I'll see you in a little bit.
The first item on Caesar's list is to stop at the wholesaler and pick up the wood stove that will convert his ranch to the energy-saving abode of his dreams. A stove of this size can easily weigh 400 to 500 pounds, so it's certainly not something you would bring home in the trunk of your electric car.
All right, well now we're going to get that stove off Old Smokey. Weighs about 500 pounds, so we're going to employ our biodiesel tractor, which we've converted to run on vegetable oil. Also, we had to figure out a way to they used a forklift at the factory, so we had to figure out how to get the 500-pound stove off because I don't have a lot of help today. It's a rainy day in January here in Nashville. And so we ended up ordering some of these from a local guy who makes them. They carry about 2,000 pounds. Put on some wood support so that the stove doesn't slide around and go back up and damage it. And we're going to also be using this setup today to pull some slate out of the creek. And that'll be used, we're going to use it as a footer, at least that's our goal. We're going to use it as a footer for the stove to sit on top of to give it kind of a classy kind of, you know, vibey kind of thing, you know, that all the women like. And I have no idea how to do it, but I'm figuring it out as we go. So that's what we're doing today. So stick around with us as we go and take care of this.
Getting the stove to the house is one thing, but moving it inside is going to require a little bit of help.
This is where we're putting the wood-burning stove, right in this room. We're going to figure out if it's going to go here or there. Those are the two options. Fritz Hester is with me today. He helped with the installation on some of the air conditioning duct, which is going to be used to actually take the hot air that gets trapped in the ceiling, pull it back underneath the house with a fan, and this way it'll distribute some radiant heat up through the floor, and it'll also put it into all the rooms. That's a unique feature because in most homes, you're going to have your return vent all the way on the floor where there is no hot air because hot air rises. So this is going to suck the 110-degree air that we expect to be produced. up, back down into that bottom of the house so it can come back up through the house. So that's what we're looking for with that. So that's a special installation. We have tons of slate here. The entire shelf which this farm sits on, this ranch sits on, is all slate. It's about 5 to 10 feet down underneath the surface. And there's tons of it sticking out all along the ridge and along the creek bed. And so we're looking to harvest a really nice piece to use as a mantle underneath the stove. And it'll be a natural mantle. It'll be totally fire retardant and fireproof.
You're going to go after that piece right there.
He's going after that piece right there. Caesar's homemade forklift pays off again as he plucks slate from the creek.
One of the beautiful things about this slate is we found geodes in it, which is really cool. So for the girls, who you'll meet later on, they love that kind of stuff. So it's got some beautiful green moss, some brown moss on it. It's going to have some beautiful color when it dries. It's a piece that's right off the property, which is fantastic. And where can you get something like that? And what did it take us? Maybe 20 minutes to harvest it? That's awesome.
Now seems like a good time to take a break. Coming up next, installing the chimney on He's Going Green.
Anyway, Fritz, can I have the saw, please?
The guys that are doing the work are bleeding a little bit today.
Because if that chainsaw's sharp, you can go ahead and cut down trees as long as you keep it out of the dirt, rocks, and there's no problem. You can use it all day long.
We'll be working inside and outside for the next several hours trying to get this bad boy installed. Stick around, we're going to figure out how to do this, have some fun, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll be able to snuggle up warm and comfy.